I'm going to have to repeat myself, but this is a set that is important for 3 players in the group. Unfortunately for SongSong, he is going to be relegated regardless of what happens. Also, my chat needs to be fixed. We've had an awful of bugs with that today. We can fix it now, though. Anyway, SongSong will be relegated regardless of what happens here. Is my chat just infinitely broken here? Okay, I think we fixed it. But for BacT, Capwatch, and Slam, this set can affect them. You have Capwatch with 6 wins. You have BacT with 5 wins. You have Slam with 5 wins. If BacT gets 1 win, that means Slam will be relegated, and there's no chance for Slam to stay up. But if BacT gets 2 wins, then BacT will be in 3rd place in the group, and Capwatch will be in 4th. That's the situation. Obviously, if BacT gets 3 wins, he's still in 3rd place, and that's the deal. SongSong, I felt, has played pretty solidly throughout this event. He got a 2-1 win against Slam. You got some wins here or there as well, but overall for him, he has had one too many games where he would get a lead, and then he hasn't been able to finish his opponent off. So he's gone for the Gurjaras here. An interesting pick for Atacama. But I think BacT has felt to me like he is a 3rd place player in this group. You know, we'll see if the results end up showing that, but his performance has been fantastic. I did, however, not cast this first set against Capwatch, where Capwatch beat him 2-1. So maybe my opinion would be a bit different there. But BacT has just looked so clean. He also took a game off of Vinchester. He took a game off of Vinchester. Leary was only able to take 1 game off of Vinchester. So overall, very impressed with him. And I guess in this series, we'll see how confident BacT is up against SongSong, because these guys know each other very well. They played together as teammates. They've also played together a lot because there's not too many players who play ranked at the time that is peak time in Vietnam. And SongSong can have a little bit of little brother syndrome sometimes with the other Vietnamese pros. When he plays against ACCM or BacT, those are the players that maybe inspired him to get better. Those are the players that are the coaches on their teams or the captains on their teams. And so sometimes he goes for some wacky strats because he doesn't feel like he can beat them straight up. We'll see. But yeah, he's got 8 sheep inside of that mill. And this does mean he can't dock, right? So I'm not sure if I love this decision. In a normal map, if it was a lands map and you were using the sheep for food with the Gurjaras, the other civilization can't do that, and they also aren't able to get a lead with the dock. So him choosing to do that obviously will be strong for him, but his opponent will be able to catch up because his opponent will have more eco units with the fishing ships. Oh yeah, it looks like chat is still bugged, by the way, so I'm sorry for anyone who wants to see chat. I believe it's a Streamlabs issue, but I mean, at least it doesn't have that weird error code anymore, but it's not showing there for some reason. And I already dealt with it 2 times already, so I'll try and deal with it before game 2. I'm going to wait and see if they tweet anything out about it. So here's the woodline for SongSong. Here's the woodline for BacT. Something that I love with the Gurjaras is that fast scout or archer opening. I think we'll see it. You can get up at crazy times, man. Like 19 population. You could still play into 2 lumber camps, too, if you want really efficient economies. I wouldn't put it past SongSong to go for a tower rush if he can locate that wood line from BacT. And for BacT, he will have a bit more food income because of the fishing ships. And he actually clicks up at the same time, and he's transferring a lot over to wood right now. Yeah, okay, I'm supposed to tell you guys, everyone who's watching later on YouTube, that you smell. Because everyone on YouTube smells, apparently. Would love watching this map, but would hate playing it. Yeah, I like to watch it as well. Obviously, I felt like it was a good map for this event, but it's not fun to play. And hey, what did I say? See, I think SongSong's just going to go for crazy all-in strategies to try and beat this guy. He will be relegated regardless. But still, $40 on the line, and $40 really goes a long way in Vietnam. I thought he was sending a villager this way. No, he's going this way. And he knows where the woodline is. So BacT is going to make militia. He's going to build up towards man-at-arms. And then SongSong, I believe, is going to go forward with a tower rush. But I don't know. His villagers collected stone. Didn't make the mining camp. Now he's sending one vill this way. SongSong is a really fun player to watch if you like wacky strategies. But I think at this level, right, we're talking about the top 24 in Platinum. Sometimes it can get a little too wacky, a little too crazy. What is his plan? Honestly, I think what he's going to do, he might be able to snipe BacT's villager. I think what he's going to do here is I think he wants to go tower defense against archers. And he wants to try and take BacT's pond. But he doesn't know that his opponent is going man-at-arms yet. Now he'll see it. BacT will probably be focused here, and BacT saves the Vill. See if that villager ends up getting the dock down, and we'll see if SongSong will fight this off. SongSong, you might just want to wall this up, my friend. The villagers are charging, and BacT is just waiting until he gets man-at-arms, and now he gets it, and that villager will die immediately. So BacT saves his he loses his villager there. He kills one villager here. It should be more, and SongSong can't say that I agree with his decision here to fight this back with villagers. I think when BacT runs away, you've got to go for a couple walls there. Not really understanding the game plan here for SongSong. Obviously, good for him to snipe that villager, though, which will keep... Well, actually, it's funny. It's not going to keep his fishing ship safe. I instinctively said that, but he doesn't have fishing ships. So it's even more important not to take losses. It's 19 eco versus 26 now. That's why I don't like the Gajaros on this map. Because if you don't kill immediately, then your eco does feel significantly worse. That said, he can take out the fish. BacT is adding a fire galley now. So that might even things out a little bit. And there goes the tower. Also, I'm not sure how this villager went down. Sometimes you can attack diagonally through the wall, which is really weird. I'm guessing that's what happened. BacT chooses to make a counter tower. I love this decision. I found this out the hard way when I played this map recently. If someone just towers you with 1 or 2 vills, it's not enough to kill your vills if you just make a counter tower right next to it, and then they don't have enough villagers to actually shoot your tower down. Now, if they do this, you could have some problems, because then you can't counter tower for that one, but still not the end of the world. Also, this villager got killed off. SongSong was trying to sneak to the next pond. SongSong shows up with 1 fire galley at the fish. BacT is already prepared to defend it. And BacT will now clear this up, most likely, because there's no repair villager there. Is still a messy situation for BacT at the moment, but oh, what a play. See, this is the confidence that BacT will have against SongSong. He just walls in his vill and now will always have 1 villager permanently attacking that tower. He's going to loop scouts around, and so far, not so good for SongSong. I wanted to say the Vietnamese player, but they're both Vietnamese. BacT will need another fire galley. SongSong's going to hop out with 1. Ooh, but BacT's going for the repair. Oh, this is huge, man. SongSong, I think, is distracted at the moment. And so BacT will now have 2 ships. It could have been 1-to-1. And here he is with his scouts. Meanwhile, SongSong is attacking this. Just like trying to take this down so that tower will eventually just stay up. But BacT is going to come in with archers too. This seems super over right now. I love SongSong in ranked games. But I think this aspect of his play has been way too common in Platinum League. Where he'll pick something that's so all in that it has to work right away. And I just don't think the best players can really... They're not susceptible to receiving damage off that. Also, didn't have a mining camp on gold, so he won't be able to make more fire galleys. And at this point, it feels like he's dominated on land by 3 scouts and 3 archers. Very quick first game. Should be anyways. SongSong has done very little. He's now docked. That's good. He's got a fishing ship there, but forced to go into a defensive tower at home, and not exactly how he would have wanted things to go here. But again, isn't BacT so relaxed in these scenarios? Just casually makes his tower. This villager was something that no one will ever do. Just runs out, walls in his vill. Now he's being annoying. Just sneaks over here, keeping an eye on the pond. BacT is just playing very smooth at the moment. He's able to defend himself where it's necessary, and he's been controlling this game in Feudal. He should have put all his sheep in his mill and then TC dropped. Honestly, a TC drop on this map is not bad. It probably would not work but I'd love to see it. I think maybe Gold League players might do that. Or maybe come Silver League, people will do that. Actually, there's definitely players who might play in Silver who will do it. Like Beery, there will be a YouTube video, the most annoying player in Age of Empires. And I'll have more uploads from the guy. But yeah, anyways, Beery would probably do something like that. We'll see if Rubenstock will play. Yupe. There's a couple Finnish guys who like their TC drops. But you know what's so annoying is it looks like there's space in there. But you can never garrison your villager and then eject them into that box. That's why BacT did this. He's also sending his archers into this tower to shoot this tower down. And he just continues to be dominant here. We'll kill another villager. Also, he's going to take out this fire galley. We do have skirmishers from SongSong and spearmen, which in theory can counter this. But it can also be countered the other way around as well, with the archers taking out the spearmen and then the scouts taking out the skirms. But yeah, I thought about it when I was thinking about what to title that video. And I honestly do think Beery is the most annoying player in AoE2 these days. I think he has surpassed Huang. I think people would rather play Huang than Beery in 2022. But I could be wrong on that. It might depend on the player. Got 6 on food. I mean, to be honest with you, the 6 on food for both players tells me this game is very close. You do have BacT running out of fishing here as well. I mean, that's a lot of his food income. He does still need to micro on this side. And he will. Scouts will go after the skirms here. Scouts are kind of weak, though. I just can't help but feel like BacT is going to be able to put his wood into food income. Don't think that's something SongSong is going to be able to do quite as easily. And finally, it took some time, but this tower is going to end up going down. And look at the villager. Just runs away. Tower's going to get shot down. 6 stuff from BacT. He is going to add a dock over here. Big thing that BacT has kind of struggled with, though, that I was expecting more of is mixing in farms. I guess it's because he didn't have full control of his wood line, but he really is going to need some farms. Don't disrespect my boy Huang. He definitely is still the most annoying. Well, okay, I think it depends on who you ask. But I guess I also haven't played Huang that much recently. But it's getting to the point now, there's a dashboard that tells you who's in queue. If Beery or Huang is in queue, I just won't queue. Honestly, thank God for that website. It's probably really bad for them. Because people might not play. But they're always getting somebody. And yeah, I just don't know. Like, if I only have so much time to play games during a day, I just don't see myself wanting to queue if those players are playing. Oh, man, the archers. This always sucks when you make a tower or any building, and then you had leftover palisades from earlier. Because villagers are very obedient like that. They'll go build the next thing. And the Eco KD is now 15-1. SongSong, my friend. I appreciate the fact that you continue to fight here. But I am really not seeing how you're going to be able to bring this one back. Total KD is 31-15. I think one of the fishing ships is probably bugged for BacT right now. Because I can't tell which one is. This one? Something's bugged. Is it this one maybe? I think this one is bugged. I think it can't drop off the food or something. And that's why Capture Age is freaking out. But yeah, BacT should be able to snowball this to Castle Age and win the first game. I mean, he also could go all in scouts, honestly, with that food. Yeah, he could do a lot with it, and I think he could still have a faster Castle Age than SongSong. There goes BacT, and BacT clicks up. Did have another tower here from SongSong. BacT just relocates his woodline now. Probably could pull some of these villagers over to another woodline if he really wanted to. So far, this is not looking good for Slam, guys, because remember, SongSong needed a 3-0 BacT. If BacT wins this game, Slam is 100% relegated. And then it's a conversation of, will BacT win another game and go into the 3rd place spot? Or will SongSong be able to win 2 to help out Capwatch and keep Capwatch in that 3rd place spot? You know, one of the most impressive games from BacT, I encourage you guys to rewatch it, was actually in his series against Slam. I think it was Britons versus Aztecs or Mayans. Forgive me, I actually forget if it was Aztecs or Mayans. I remember it was Mezzo. But God, it was so good. He got lamed in that game. So he lost 400 food from his elephant, which is awful on a map where you only have one elephant. And he still masterclass slam. He had good early pressure in Feudal Age. His economic transitions were fantastic. And then ended up out-booming Slam, out-producing Slam, and dominating Slam in the end. It was a crazy, crazy game. Very rarely are you going to lose an elephant on that map and look as good as he did that game. Yo, Kate, man, nice to see you, man. T90 does Beery one trick or something on ladder? Yeah. He'll like Berber Vil Rush and Tower and TC drop. He'll go Kelt. He'll go Mongols and lame everything you have. He'll wall in your resources. He's a pretty crazy player. There you go. That confirms Slam is relegated alongside SongSong. We will have 2 more games, still $40 per win, but that was a pretty dominant win for BacT. Wasn't really looking like SongSong had much of a plan there beyond the Tower Rush. I think what he was trying to do was he was trying to go Tower defense, which is not bad. Like maybe Towers offensively, but Tower defense and taking the fish. Because in his mind, he didn't have fish, and he wanted to take the fish away from BacT. But for some reason, he fought the man-at-arms there. BacT actually backed away because BacT didn't have men-at-arms right away. And I think most players would just wall in their villagers there. It was weird to me that he didn't do that. All right, so game number 2. Didn't look like SongSong necessarily knew what he wanted to do there. Or at least it wasn't the best game plan on Atacama. But we have his home map, Arabia, now for game number 2. Again, to restate the stakes, if BacT wins this game or the next game, BacT will be 3rd place in Group C, which will mean he will move on to the playoffs next week. We have the Hindustanis for SongSong, and then we have the Mayans for BacT, and I actually really want to check. Real quick, chat, say stuff. Is your chat on screen here? It's all right. I'm not actually speeding up for any of the game. We paused the game so you don't miss this Dark Age. This is bothering me, though. And I just need to know if it's working on one scene and not the other. Oh, that's awesome, Kate, man. Congratulations on that. Okay, chat is completely bugged. Perfect. That's good to know. Chat is completely bugged. Okay. So no chat on screen today. I'll have to talk to Streamlabs and see if we can fix that. You guys don't get to say that YouTube smells and have them see it this time, right? Everyone's just saying stuff. Perfect. Perfect. Literal stuff. I like it. Well, BacT has Mayans, and I feel like Mayans can still do very well here, but I think Mayans are going to have to play into archers before the Hindustanis get into Gulams. Gulam is that unit that was recently given to this civilization, and amongst all the other bonuses that this civilization has, from the camels to the eco, to the diverse tech tree with Halb, Champion, and Skirmisher, I think the big thing in this matchup is always going to be that Gulam. Not only is the Gulam anti-archer, but the Gulam is also, it has a bonus against Eagle Warriors. So Mayans are going archers and eagles most cases, but the Gulam's definitely the go-to. Now you've got a wall potential here for SongSong. You could always wall through the woodlines on this side. Obviously has this woodline as well, which is nice and snug, but his stones are exposed, so he'll need to play out into some standard military here. And that's the tricky thing. Now, if you were to think of Goths, Goths also wreck the Mayans if they can get Eco and Huskarls. The problem is Goths don't have any other bonuses, right? They get Loom instantly, but they don't have cheaper villagers. They don't have a lot of other options. They don't have bonuses which play out well for them in the early stages of the game. And so I would always prefer the Mayans up against the Goths, but it's a little different when you have the Hindustanis because the Hindustanis can do so many different things. Yeah, is it Streamlabs as a whole right now? Gotcha. Okay. Also, congratulations, Kate, man. I 100% do remember when you moved. I'm not going to guess where you're from, but I think I remember where you're from. Anyways, Kate, man, has been around for half a decade now. I remember him telling me that he was moving to Canada, and apparently he just got Canadian citizenship. So congratulations on that, man. I know it was a big jump for you to move across a massive ocean for new job opportunities, whatever you move for, but happy to hear it, man. And happy to see you here. All right, Hindustanis. What will it be? We have 5 on wood? No. It's just going to be a wall villager over here. 4 on wood for SongSong. I think what I would do in this matchup is I would play into man-at-arms and archers. Yes, in some ways, that does play into the strengths of the Mayans, but I think you want this to be even going into Castle Age. And then you could get some TCs up on these stones, because there's no way you're just going to be able to freely go to this stone unless you have map control. You could open with scouts, and that's not a bad option. You could also make an argument that maybe the Mayan player will want to play more towards skirmishers, because the Hindustanis don't have knights. So if it's crossbow skirm, and the Hindustani player doesn't have castle yet, could be an issue. BacT is going for the early barracks, so BacT will... Actually, wait a second. Whoa, what? So BacT goes up. No mill. What is his build? Barracks was the second Dark Age building. Normally, if you make the barracks before a mill, guys, you're going to be going pre-mill drush. What is his build order? Dang. So he's going for the mining camp now. I guess you could just add the mill later on, but that might surprise SongSong. SongSong doesn't know where his opponent is right now. And no! Please dodge. Okay, he's fine. He's fine. And I guess BacT is going to run forward here. He'll look to see what SongSong's up to. But honestly, SongSong's map is perfect for archer play. SongSong has the walls in towards his TC. He has the safe gold. I don't think the man-at-arm play will actually accomplish too much here. Maybe he moved from Alaska. Dude, there's a part of me that wants to live in rural Alaska with no internet and just nature. But then there's also that other part of me that realizes that after 2 days, I'd be completely bored and I would have no clue what to do with my life. But is anyone else like that? Like, not necessarily Alaska, but it's like, oh, yeah, man, I'm going to go off grid. I'm going to go off grid. And then, I mean, I have to be realistic with myself that just wouldn't work for me. I wouldn't mind taking some vacations to do that. But Alaska sounds like a beautiful place. My girlfriend actually was in Alaska multiple times. She spent 9 months in Alaska, so I got to hear a lot about it. And we're definitely going to be back there at some point. I don't know about living there, though. Way too far from family and whatnot. So, you know, for BacT, I don't think he really had the best scouting on what the map layout looked like for SongSong. He's scouting some of this now, but he doesn't even know where the wood line is. He doesn't get to see the potential for the walls. So I think he's going to be pretty disappointed that he's gone for the faster man-at-arms, and he's just walled out for the time being. And also, I don't know if he has scouting on the fact that SongSong's going for man-at-arms. And here come these militia, and BacT notices it. So BacT will just have to quick wall up at home. He is going to send his archer here. If he can get the walls down, he will defend from this. BacT has had to work a little bit harder. But his quick walls are sound, and the archers will be there to deal with it. Over here, we have the range for SongSong. The eagle went down for SongSong, which is sad. But he's at least attacking something, and there will be archers for SongSong. But it will be, if you think about it, it's going to be a little bit later for him, right? I don't think it's a massive deal, because it's not like if there's an archer follow-up right now that BacT is going to break SongSong. BacT will likely just try and whittle all these men-at-arms down. But just some things to think about. If T90 lived in Alaska, the alligator pool video would have been in the snow with the moose. So, funny story. So, she was in school in Alaska, right? And so, one day, she went to go walk to class. And there was a moose in her front yard. And so, she called her professor, and she's like, hey, there's a moose in my front yard. I'm going to be late to class. And the professor's like, oh, yeah, makes sense. See if you can make it. And that story's hilarious to me. Like, how normal that is. It's like, oh, yeah, don't want to disturb the moose. I gotcha. That happens. All right, see ya. I love that. Anyways, here go the archers. And by the way, if you ever encounter a moose, not that I'm the best person to give advice about nature, but you don't want to get anywhere close to that thing. It can be nasty. Actually, I've seen some crazy videos. I think I saw a video of a moose stomping on someone's windshield when they stopped in a car like they're driving. There's a moose in the middle of the road. And so they stop, and it looks at them and just, like, start jumping on the vehicle. Like, yeah, not a fan. Not a fan at all. BacT moving forward. BacT does not have fletching yet. Neither does SongSong. SongSong's played very defensive so far. At least with his follow-up anyways. And with no fletching, the skirmisher should be fine here. Because BacT doesn't have fletching yet. Obviously need to stay away from the man-at-arms still. And there they back away. And I like how SongSong's played this so far. Again, you cannot rely on having a stone that's going to be locked down on this map. You just cannot. Everything else is perfect, but you can't have everything the way you'd like it. Also, love how he's got auto scout working in the corner so we can scout the rest of the map. And now we have fletching for BacT. SongSong's going to need fletching, and he clicks fletching, and he's good here. Yeah, everything's looking really clean. He could be a little critical the amount he has on wood right now. Probably needs to have more farms, but he'll get there. And he also goes out to the stone. Interesting. I don't mind this, honestly. Now, he does have to make sure that he doesn't lose control. It might be a little preemptive, but I like the thought process. And maybe he feels like getting TCs up here and then playing into a boom and Castle Age would just play more and more into the Mayans' hands. BacT currently is making eagles. And he also still has the archers, but since there's a mix of skirms in here, he's not quite comfortable yet. But it almost feels like he's baiting SongSong to run forward. He's making SongSong feel confident. SongSong's like, oh, he's running away. I must have an army that he can't stop right now. But I think once armor's in on these eagles and the man-at-arms, BacT is going to loop around and try and kill this. Man, this is really intelligent. I honestly feel like most players would have fought that army, even with the skirms being there. I think he was just trying to bait SongSong forward here. And here he goes. So far, SongSong's picked off one archer, but he's lost so many units to this. Dang, man. And now the archers from the group are gone. And now SongSong has to freak out. SongSong already prepped the tower. But still, that was so well played from BacT. Very sneaky. How do pros react so fast to enemy units? Those militia were in BacT's fog of war for less than a second. Well, in that case, he's expecting something, right? So he didn't know 100% that something was coming. But you know that 50% of the time there's going to be men-at-arms. And so he knew to look for it, and I think that's a big part. I think at lower levels, players don't know what to expect. And they're also slower overall, let's be honest. And with that being the case, they get surprised a bit more frequently. But at this level, you're just like, okay, this could happen. You have to keep an eye out for it. And BacT is also exceptional with quick walls, so. Also, BacT doesn't want this game to go late, which is a rare conversation with the Mayans. He does not want a situation where he has to boom. He wants to kill the Hindustani player before that castle can come up. Stone is being mined freely for SongSong. He hasn't clicked up to Castle Age yet, but there he goes. BacT has a 40 or 50 second window in Castle Age to do a lot of damage here. And right now he's taking out the barracks, which to me is hilarious. If SongSong ends up needing squires, can you imagine? He'll have to remake his barracks. When is that a talking point? Yeah, I mean, taking out the range isn't going to be a big deal if you're going to go into eagles. So it's all about denying any infantry upgrades. I like it. Quite a decent eagle mass as well. And also, BacT's micro against the skirms has been so good. I would have lost so much more. And if you lose, these archers, you just shouldn't get the crossbow upgrade. But he's actually continuing to make archers. Because with crossbow and bodkin arrow, he could range wood lines. He could deny the castle that could come. Now he feels it's probably a good idea to back away. And BacT just, he feels confident. He looks confident in the way he moves his units around. I don't really blame him too much. Again, he knows SongSong. He's probably trained SongSong, giving SongSong tips. And so he's going to feel like he is the boss in this relationship. If you could call it a relationship, that got kind of weird. But there's crossbow. Here come the eagles. Oh, man. Will SongSong be able to get his castle up? Great micro from BacT. The eagles are going to eat. Yeah, so all SongSong's trying to do is take the archer numbers out. Which I guess makes sense, because his skirms were likely going to go down. He did lose his scout. Crossbow upgrades in. And where's the castle? SongSong, drop the castle. There he goes. Wall it in, buddy. Wall it in. Now, if BacT doesn't see this, what he could also do is he could move in and kill SongSong's eco. So he's looking. He might expect that castle to be going up somewhere, but if he can get into the eco before Gulams arrive, he could be good. Making a lot of eagles, but he's also making more crossbows. Both of these things are countered by the Gulam, but it's a big sacrifice for SongSong to get here. How do you stop this if you're SongSong? You probably need more houses, maybe a market, but you need time. I know Gulams are good, but this is a lot of military. And he's going to drop a TC there. Honestly, probably the best play. Trying to think, how many Gulams does he need? So honestly, the Gulams aren't that amazing against crossbow until they have full armor. BacT looking around, sees these villagers. We'll go for a pick off there. Still trying to attack there. Will end up losing his eagle to the Gulam. The market's being repaired. That should show BacT that SongSong will not have anything if those eagles were to dive in. This eagle's still running around. It's 43 villagers for SongSong. 2 TCs. Has cheap villagers, has the castle, is building up the Gulams. And BacT is still kind of all in against this, though we'll see if BacT wants to buy some stone and maybe go for a second TC. I mean, SongSong hasn't lost a single villager. What a great job from him to be able to get this castle up. With those stone positions, I didn't think it was going to be a real possibility for him. And that Gulam number is insane. Now, not only does this have a bonus against eagles, not only is it high pierce armor and good against archers, but they also do, I don't know how to describe it. Did you call it like poke through damage? They do damage to adjacent units. But I think if the units are all stacked, it benefits the Gulams. And here's the fight. These eagles, though, are finally killing some villagers. You see lots of idle time right now for SongSong, but it's Gulams are in a good position to take the fight. Oh, the man-at-arms come in. What the? That's funny. And now BacT can actually leave. So those man-at-arms had been going to town on that house for the last 5 minutes, and they... What timing is that? That's crazy. I don't know, though, guys. I feel like BacT is in big trouble here. I do like this, though. He's got the crossbows. SongSong will have to deal with this. BacT isn't paying attention to it. Now BacT is paying attention to it. But there's a lot of Gulams on the field. Oh, this feels so sloppy. SongSong, you're good. You're fine, man. You've got the unit right now. Look at this. Brrr, destroys the eagles. Not even close. This is good, but don't toss away villagers needlessly. I don't know what you do now if you're Mayans. It's called splash damage? Yeah, but it's not splash damage. It's not actually splash damage, right? Because splash damage does damage to surrounding units, and that is not how this works. This, if you like... Again, I think pass-through damage is the way to say it. I don't know. It's similar to splash damage, I suppose. But yeah, it doesn't hit all adjacent units, which would be what splash damage is. You guys are pulling out some crazy words now. But the Vil count's even, and SongSong's got 3 TC eco, and he's got Gulams, which I don't think can be killed at this point. Yeah, I think the game plan from SongSong was perfect. It's a perfect counter to the Mayans. Hindustanis are also a perfect counter to, like, all civs. So, they kind of counter everything, right? So, it's the same with the Gujaras. Both those civilizations have been dominating and getting some great results so far in Titans League. Now, remember I mentioned he can't get squires? Let's see if he makes a barracks. Because these units are a little slower than they need to be right now. What can Mayans do against Hindustanis? Well, they have to get a lead early, right? And so BacT tried that. He tried for a faster man-at-arm play. And he tried to do damage before the castle came up. But unfortunately for him, it's not enough. And that Vil count should continue to climb here for SongSong. SongSong could even have a second castle pretty soon. There's no need to make anything but Gulam right now if you're SongSong. Yeah, I don't even, like... Going longsword isn't really a great play either because they're so slow, right? But yeah, I mean, maybe that's something you have to try. Here, the Gulams, they go for the siege. Again, BacT was trying to go for the kill. Siege was a little out of place, to be honest with you. But normally you want to do that if you want to pressure the town centers. These Gulams are going to go in. BacT has a lot of monks right now. That might not be the case much longer. He loses that one. There's still 2 more over here. I think you just need patience if you're SongSong. You're in the position you want. Bam! He got wrecked over here, though. Also, these Gulams, some of them getting converted, whittled down. But yep, monk goes down. And then the crossbows go down over here. And yeah, I think BacT. If he had like 3 TCs, I'd feel like maybe he could go plumed archers. We have seen the Hindustanis. Like, that's the unit you actually want. I should have said that earlier. The Hindustanis have lost with Gulams up against Mayan player who booms into plumed archers. But that was more of a fast castle into plume situation. Obviously, now you've fallen way behind. I won a civ with mobile pikeman. Mounted pikeman man, smiley face. Mobile pikeman. That would be very strong. I feel like maybe the Gurjaras need that. Maybe we'll get that in the next expansion. But the Gulams have full armor now. There's also some siege mixed in. BacT has a lot of military here. So BacT could win these fights with numbers. Now, he is falling behind with the economy. BacT will snipe the siege there. And the Gulams now have to back away. Yeah, mobile pikemen. What about a camel, man? Don't forget about the camels. I guess they're not pointy. Is that the issue? And SongSong has this game if he just chills out and doesn't take any risks. And I think he's done a good job. We're going to see a castle here for him. I will lock down that area of his base, protect that stone. He's got 38 on food. His eco is exceptional. It was a great counter pick here to go Hindustanis. SongSong has not had many wins in this event. It is $40 per win, though, guys. And he's played a lot of games. So it would be awesome for him to be able to get 40 bucks. And also, it makes it more interesting in our final game, too, if SongSong wins this. Because BacT needs 1 win to go to 3rd place still. BacT is guaranteed 4th. But there's a very good chance that he will not advance out of the group stage. Gulam's running away. Man, BacT has converted a lot of Gulams. He's done a really good job with his monk micro here. You got the siege. That's going to get picked off. More Gulams running. We now have SongSong on the way to Imp. And the Gulams having a bonus against Eagles and also being great against Archers pretty much counters the Mezzo-Civs out there quite nicely. And I think this one's been over for a bit here. You want a flying archer line like Spitfires. Well, it's a good thing you guys don't have the power. No offense. I don't know how many of you are being serious, but some of these ideas I'm seeing right now, not too sure about it, man. Not too sure about it. 3rd TC for BacT as he tries to catch up. He might be thinking, well, if I get into plumed archers, at least plumed archers have a +1 bonus against infantry, and then elite plumed archers have +2. So 30, 40, 50 plumed archers with lots of castles can definitely start to change the game. But probably a situation, I could be wrong, probably a situation where BacT just calls the GG when he sees SongSong's an Imp. If he doesn't call the GG when he sees SongSong's an Imp, SongSong is going to go get elite Gulam, and he's going to finish the game. And all this here is going to get mopped up. Flying ships. Well, we do have the flying, the thing we use for scenarios. In the, or I guess not scenarios, but Nuketown has that flying shark. If there's flying sharks, there can be flying ships. Or pikemen on horses. Now, Fun Sponge, Eagles are awful against Gulam. Gulam have a bonus against Eagles as well. Yeah, this is a do or die fight right now for BacT. Elite Gulam's now on the way. I think, honestly, SongSong, if you want to play extra safe, just pull your Vils back and wait, and then build it after you take the fight. But don't take the fight before Elite! Okay, pulling back. BacT is like, we're doing it, we're doing it, we're doing it. These things will change to 8 Pierce Armor and 10 attack. It'll be 10 plus 4 attack. Here come the Gulams. He still has no Squires because he lost his barracks earlier, which is hilarious. And here he goes. I mean, he did take his good old time here. BacT also has a ton of monks. That's the way to do it, is just make 50 monks and then just keep converting the Gulams. Honestly, I think BacT's castle could go up here. BacT is able to get a couple conversions. Now you hear the ting, 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 though, and... God, the elite Gulam. I mean, it's against Castle Age army, right? But very rarely do you see the Mayans dominated like this. And BacT, look at the 11. That is BacT saying this is ridiculous. GG 11. And he calls it. But, you know, BacT needs to regroup mentally here, right? Because I'm sure he knew this when he was playing it. I think this was played this morning. Like, he needs to get one more win, and then he's advancing out of the group. Just surviving, that's not really that exciting. Sure, you're going to be around for the next season, but the next season's not going to be until 6 months from now. He wants more opportunities. More opportunities to be able to compete against the best players, more opportunities for cash per win, but then placement prizes. And if he really has a good run, obviously could qualify for Red Bull Wololo if he performs really well past the group stage. So that was huge. It makes things very dramatic here as we'll go into the final game, which will be on BacT's home map. All right, here we are. Try rebooting Streamlabs. Well, I don't need to have anything open. It's just a connection. So there's no rebooting required. I refreshed it and it doesn't work. So game number 3. This is a big game number 3 because if BacT wins, he goes to 3rd place in the group. If he loses, he is in 4th place in the group. It is all in his hands. Capotch is probably watching this and rooting for SongSong like a madman right now. You've got BacT, who's gone for the Mongols. And then we have SongSong, who's gone for the Huns. And yeah, unfortunately for SongSong, he is already relegated. And that would be the same for Slam. So Slam and SongSong, the two relegated out of this group. But, you know, Huns... actually, Hun Mongols is an amazing matchup. I think this is a matchup we need to see more of in competitive AoE too. The Huns, they might not really pop out to people as much these days because they don't have all the crazy power spikes that other civs have. Lithuanians, boom, 150 food at the start. Magyars, cheaper scouts, extra attack. You know, there's nothing that really shouts at you when you see, oh, no houses. Wow, your stable produces a little bit faster. But Huns are honestly very good in all-in scout scenarios and in open map scenarios. And we saw a lot of players utilize Huns recently. Like this week, we saw Huns, I think, go like 3-0 in the final week. So I like Huns here. And I think Huns versus Mongols, once the hunt bonus has gone for the Mongols, Huns are actually the better civilization, at least in Castle Age. The problem will be, of course, that Mongols are hunting 40% faster than you, and that someone in BacT is going to get a fast start against you on a very open map. It should be easier for the Mongols to play defensive in the mid game because they can make houses. That is an area where not having houses can kind of hurt the Huns. So SongSong needs to be up fast enough to prevent any wall-offs from BacT. We'll see what happens here. What happens if the winner of TTL is already qualified for Red Bull? Does it pass down to second and so on? Yeah, it's I say the best performing player because there might be a case where someone already has an invite. And then it's the next player after that. And then in a rare situation where... There he brings in his board, well done. In a rare situation where we have, let's say, like, 1st and 2nd place already are going to be in Red Bull Wololo. And then there was, like, 2 players from semifinals who lost. We would have an extra, like, best of 5 or whatever, best of 7 to determine that. I'm personally hoping that isn't needed. Because that would be extra, you know, I mean, it's extra content, which I guess might be good for you guys. But for me, I would like to see it all play out throughout the actual event instead of having to have an additional best of. But we would do it if we had to. Mitchell, I think the reason you don't see Mongols go for Cav Archers more frequently is because of how Mongols tend to operate throughout a game. The Mongols, they're all about the fast feudal. And if they don't do damage in the fast feudal, the good news for them is because of all the food they brought in so early, and they're then able to invest into the farms a bit faster and everything else, that leads to them being in Castle Age faster. And so if you think of Cav Archers, and we do see Cav Archers from time to time with Mongols, but Cav Archers take a lot of time to build up, and it's more of a mid-game thing. And so players are playing towards power spikes all the time, and so for that reason, as we're going to see a 17 pop no loom feudal age for BacT, I think we're not seeing cav archers because people are trying to kill with crossbow, for example. Or they're trying to kill with, like, the first 4 knights. It's just how the players tend to play. I think we could definitely see Hun cav archers, though. The other thing is, even though the cav archers fire faster, cav archers are still really expensive for Mongols. Huns, they have the discount, and they also aren't spending the wood on houses, so I think for Huns, it's probably more realistic. With all the deer and being able to push them, I think Mongols should get a big leg up in the early game. No, I agree with you. No, I agree, and I think where it gets tricky now if you're backed is, do you want to place mills on the deer that are far away? Because if your opponent is also going for scouts, that's a risk. And the importance will come down to where this will be huge is, as BacT tries to quick wall to kill that scout with the TC, is BacT needs to maintain control. So if there's a point in time where BacT loses a couple scouts, or he's not tracking what SongSong's up to, or he's not forcing reactions from SongSong, then those villagers are going to be more exposed. But if he has the control, and he might have the control because he's so fast here, then it will be a different scenario. Yeah, this is a really fast uptime. On Arabia, you might see like 18 pop, maybe 19 pop if they wanted to be lazy. But this uptime is something else here from BacT. I like it. Is this the same Carol that keeps showing up every day, mods? Carol is apparently a very religious viewer. I'm going to assume, Carol, that you do not come here for Age of Empires and you instead come here to preach the word of God to us. But I will restate what I said a couple weeks back. I love the bots here. Like, I don't think she's a bot. I don't know. She's never responded to me. I hope you're having a nice day, Carol. But, like, the bots are so funny. And in this case, it might not be a bot. But thanks for showing up, I guess. Carol's the new Lorena. No, she's not the new Lorena. Lorena would not appreciate you saying that. Wow, there's a lot of scouts here. I like how SongSong is walled up, though. He's also made some spearmen. He's made it really awkward for BacT to find villager kills. But BacT is able to take the hunt. And BacT has quite a few scouts. At this point, he's got 5. Also, with the fast blacksmith, that tells me we might see early upgrades. And also another mill on deer right now for BacT. SongSong 22 villagers. BacT 22 villagers. Anyways, we can ban that account. As funny as it is. I don't want to absolutely encourage it. BacT, you can tell he's trying to do an awful lot. Still streaming the scouts forward, looking around. SongSong walling up. I remember SongSong won against Capwatch when he played Byzantines on this map and he full walled it. So, no stranger to playing defensive on an open map. BacT has 8 scouts, though. He will see the scouts from SongSong, which is so important here. That way he can continue to take his hunt. Oh, thanks, Fun Sponge. T90, what if it's your mom or your grandma trying to get you to go to Bible study like a good boy? Well, it's not. It's not. I know my mom and grandma's name. They would call me. They wouldn't show up to my stream. Oh, geez. Okay, this is good for SongSong. Getting some kills there. That's our first kill of the game. But he also got some decent hits there with the Spearman. Make it the second kill of the game as SongSong's going to switch into archers behind this. Very heavy on gold. Obviously has his wood income. Has to be careful not to overchop these trees. Meanwhile, behind this, BacT is getting armor. BacT is still making more scouts. So it's scout, 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 scout for BacT. Yeah, like on Twitch, the bots were always like, click sexy girl, ooh wow. Or is like that's like the classic bot. Or want to become famous and buy followers or buy subscribers here. And then, you know, like people who are like, oh, I do want to become famous. I do want to stream. They click that stuff. But, you know, I just got kind of tired of that. It got boring. It wasn't creative. And we've got so many funny things here. It cracks me up. Even after 9 months, I kind of look forward to a good old bot every now and then. BacT with a nice kill there. Kills a villager. Yeah, the worst bots in terms of the maliciousness and the sneakiness right now, though, are on YouTube. The ones who there's bots that'll have a full-on conversation with each other about finances, and they talk about the person they use, and it looks legitimate. It's all YouTube accounts, and then they somehow get like tons of upvotes. Like, I'm deleting them from my channel constantly. And so then some poor sap might see it and be like, oh, I need financial advice. And there's like 20 people recommending this guy with tons of upvotes. Maybe I should try it. Those are the worst ones. BacT had so many scouts. Honestly, I don't think SongSong moving out was really a bad play here. But he didn't expect full armor, full attack, and now Bloodlines. He just saw 5 scouts and felt, I can deal with that with 2 spearmen and a couple archers. Crazy clear up there from BacT. Now the question is he going to stop? Is he going to stop making scouts, or will he continue to do this? He's looking for more hunt on both sides. SongSong walling up, making sure he hasn't over-chopped any of these wood lines. It's got to be close there. Yeah, that archer switch, it was good. I felt like the timing was there, but he wasn't expecting the scouts to swoop in. And when you can chew up one wave of archers, normally it's going to make it a lot easier to chew up the next wave. Archers are all about that mass, not necessarily mobility, but there goes SongSong. Okay, so I wonder if SongSong is going to send this army towards the southern corner, because he saw this mill and he saw this mill. Will he know that BacT is, as BacT just snipes the villager there. Wow, very well played. Will he know that BacT is going to continue to expand for the hunt down here? Also, moving out with archers without fletching is really bad. He has the blacksmith. I assume he's just forgotten it. BacT is going to take the fight. Sees no fletching. Sees very little army. Takes the fight. Either way here, BacT is going to wreck villagers and army. And he wants to send himself into the 3rd place position. He will potentially lose villagers here. It'll take a while because of no fletching. But I don't think he's going to be too upset about this. Wrecking the economy of SongSong. He's killed 7 now. And he's actually able to get away. I'm going to assume that SongSong clicked fletching, but he didn't have the resources when he clicked it, so he thinks he has it. Yeah, he's under a lot of pressure now. We'll see a tower there for BacT. He'll get away with 3 of the 4 villagers. That's not bad. Still has the scouts to run around at SongSong's base. Yeah, the mills were different models because of when it was scouted. But a couple great moves from BacT in this game. A little sloppy from SongSong. He is going for the right composition, though. He's got 8 spearmen now. BacT has to be careful. BacT is continuing to make scouts. Honestly, this is what I do if I'm SongSong. You ready? Send everything forward now. Yep, that's right. Everything forward right now, because you want BacT to have to fight your whole force together, and you want that force to be so devastating that he can't show up to your base and keep running around in circles. If you wait, it's giving BacT the time to pick his spots. And BacT, he feels like he has enough scouts now to take this fight. SongSong clicks up, though. Maybe you don't move out if you just clicked up to Castle Age. Dang. But nah, this should be a clear up. And here comes this force. And this could be a clear up as well, honestly. But there are 4 spearmen there now. I don't know. 100 food, 50 gold. It's not that expensive for fletching. 100 food's not that expensive for armor on the spears. As I look at this, I'm just not a fan of the lack of upgrades. I feel like it would have made a big impact in some of these engagements. Especially when trying to kill those villagers. BacT is over here, by the way. He's coming back for more. Also moving all over the map for more hunts. That would be the next level idea, is if you're Huns, you have to expect that the Mongol player's in the corners and just run to all the corners with your army. He's going to the main base, but honestly, the place to go might be the corners. Oh man, he's walling up. He'll know he's exposed here. He'll lose that spearman. He's got 2 more spearmen. Still no upgrades. He's getting bloodlines. So this tells me he's going to try and cav archers. He's thinking BacT might not be paying attention here. He thought about diving in. Sometimes that will work. BacT is paying attention, though. And BacT sees his villager and goes, doink, gets another one. I like the walling from SongSong. It's concerning this wood line. 50 wood, 100 wood. Could easily overchop that without paying attention. This is not going to threaten BacT, or it shouldn't threaten BacT, but now BacT has a villager in there. Guys! They don't see him. Let's go. Okay, he goes down fighting like a champ. You know what I really want to see from BacT? And we're not going to see it. I want to see Step Lancers. He has lots of food. Also, this is kind of winnable-ish for SongSong with his army count. Let's see if BacT scouts get through. I think he's waiting for the overchop. And SongSong is going to re-wall this now. Light cav. Okay. And Knights. I think if he didn't have as much gold as he has, he probably would go Step Lancers for us. But having 700 gold in the bank, it's probably better to go Knights. Scouts are going to be a constant threat. It's not easy. Again, you can't make houses, so you have to go Palisades, which is so much more work. And BacT is going to be running forward here. He even drops the TC over here. So he'll add more villagers with this control. And there go the Cav Archers for SongSong. Also a TC for SongSong. And it's not that SongSong is playing bad. It's just that he doesn't have control. But remember what we said. Mongols are always going to get the fast start. That shouldn't come as a big surprise to us here. BacT will take this fight. He should pull away the weak knight in most cases, but he doesn't do it. Maybe not paying as close attention as he would normally want to. Might actually lose 2 knights to the archers. And most players would not consider that acceptable. There you go. And here comes SongSong. If SongSong denies this TC, that would be massive. SongSong still somehow alive in this game. He kills a villager. He delays the TC. And he's on 2 already. Also, he's defending from the light cav with lots of spearmen. SongSong playing very well now. Remember for BacT, he was relying on the hunt. Now he's got tons of expired farms. He doesn't really have the wood income to make more of them. No way, dude. Can you imagine if SongSong could deal with his, basically his master at this point? Like, BacT is the master. SongSong's the apprentice. I would say maybe ACCM is also one of the masters, but we saw low confidence plays from SongSong in game 1. I see it a lot with him when he plays against the other Vietnamese guys that are ahead of him. He plays, and it doesn't look like he ever feels like he can actually come back. Maybe it's a style thing. Maybe it's not. But I'm telling you right now, the Vill count's even. That might change. SongSong with some heads-up plays here to save villagers. And he could actually win this game. Yes, he'll lose more villagers, but his Cav Archer mass is insane. BacT has to be very careful at the moment. 20 Cav Archers, 6 more in queue. No ballistics yet. We have the 3rd TC now for BacT. BacT needs to hope that he can take out small numbers of Cav Archers. I don't think he's ever going to really be in that type of situation, though. I think SongSong is going to send everything in one group. 23 Cav Archers now. SongSong has enough Cav Archers to 2-shot the Knights. He goes. He will need ballistics, though, so all of his shots hit, and he's getting it now. Yo, where's Capoch at? Where is Capoch at? No way. I thought this game was so over. With that Eco KD, something that SongSong has done such a great job at, though, is keeping these villagers walled. There's been so many times where he's over-chopped there. Wow, he's microing so well. It's the right move from BacT. I don't know about having these villagers here, by the way, but it's the right move from him to continue to use small groups to try and do damage, because in the main mass, it's going to be better for the Cav Archers. Or will it? Oh, man. Cav Archers do have to be careful with that type of a mass. Also, it's full armor, bloodlines, 1 attack upgrade. It's not like these knights are paper. But more Cav Archers on the way. 47 villagers versus 58. BacT has the lead there. SongSong, though, still has enough Cav Archers where I can get excited for the guy. These choke points should help the Cav Archers. It's just he's not... He must be busy with other things at the moment. He's really struggling to get the micro down now. And BacT is not gonna make this any easier as well, continuing to run in with the light cav. He doesn't have the food eco for it, but Thumbring would be such a big help for these Cav Archers right now. And there he goes. BacT is going to build up towards a castle, guys. He's had this stone income for a while now. Also, very impressed with what he's been able to do with his eco behind all this. I can't help but feel like if SongSong would have found any of these villagers, though, that The farms would have been needed a bit earlier for BacT, and he wouldn't be able to have the position he has at the moment. Has been going Knights, has been going Camels, clearly sees that as a losing way to play in the long run, so he'll want that Mangudai switch. But look at what the Cav Archers are doing now. It's devastating! One misclick. You know what that was? He went to click a unit, and he clicked over the unit by mistake and ran into them. That's the worst way to miss micro. It's unfortunately very common for me, so I know it when I see it. Okay, good micro. 2 TCs still. Gotta love when some of the Cav Archers decide to repath and go behind the group. And now BacT sees this as an invitation to drop the castle. I don't know, though. I think this castle could be denied. I'm being told Capwatch is covering this game with his friend at the moment. That's hilarious to me. It would be so big for Capwatch if SongSong could deny the castle. Does he see it? Okay, BacT is just going to sacrifice the army. That castle should go up. Here we go. All right. Now, he saw the castle foundation, so he's double-checking. He will be too late here. This will go up. SongSong will take some losses. He'll attack the villagers, though. Like, he's crazy, man. He's crazy. Meanwhile, the Lightcaps still have not gotten in, but SongSong has relocated his woodline more towards the middle. He's very exposed there. Mangudai production has begun, though, for BacT, who will need numbers. It probably needs a second castle. He needs ballistics. He needs Bodkin Arrow. There's a lot of things he's missing out on right now. This Lightcap is able to get some damage in. It will get the kill. Well played. But we have Cav Archers over here now. We have units on the move over here. And that worker efficiency for BacT has got to be dipping. This area of his eco is so nice, though. He has everything he needs over here. Wood, gold, stone. Still has some camels. I feel like if he can get up to like 10 Mangudai, combined with some of these camels, Mangudai are the superior units, so it'll start to feel a lot better for him. Doesn't have Bodkin yet. Look at the worker efficiency last minute for BacT, though. 30%. SongSong, he knows he's relegated. He could just have rolled over in game 2. Nope. Picked Hindustanis. Showed how beastly they are. I thought this game was over. The Eco KD was 12-2. BacT was in Castle Age faster. BacT was on TCs faster. BacT had all the things he needed. He's still taking Hunt, or was still taking Hunt until a moment ago. SongSong is not finished, though. BacT still has stone for more castles, though, and his TC with ballistics was able to get some snipes there. More Cav Archers coming in, though, for SongSong, and he could kill villagers on this gold. He also could deny this TC. SongSong is doing such a great job. He knows this can't be dealt with yet, and that's why he was able to switch positions. And now he's going to go over here as well. BacT is really fighting for this. It's 108 population versus 106. If you're wondering, even just based on the prize pool, what the player jump would be for BacT or Capwatch, I think it's a $250 swing minimum. So if you're in third place and you advance out of the group and then you lose every game, I still think your placement prize is $250 higher than what you would be if you're in fourth place and stay alive in the group. And that's assuming worst case scenario for you if you're in third place and you lose everything. So big deal, big jump. And this pressure continues from SongSong. It feels like he's in his sweet spot right now. Eco KD is now tied. And more Cav Archers continue to come forward. No way, man. No way. Oh, my God. Another TC for SongSong. That's TC number 4. He's producing out of all of his TCs right now. His foot is officially on the gas. He's all over BacT at the moment. Yeah, that's a ton of money in Vietnam, for sure. I mean, and in Argentina, I think. I mean, and anywhere. Like, $250 isn't bad. For one game, making the difference. Combined with, you know, the competition aspect, which is obviously very important for these two. Guys, I don't know if Mangudai are good enough to deal with these numbers. Mangudai have to run away. BacT still doesn't have castle number 2 because he placed town centers to protect his eco. The key right now for SongSong is all macro. If he can continue to add farms and get his farm count up, he will likely be an imp faster, and then he can push home his advantage even more. There's a world where maybe he could make switches into something like Tarkins or maybe Hussars, but you know, imp is going to be the next big talking point for him. Let's go, SongSong. Let's go, man. I'm pumped for this. It's 98 villagers versus 99. BacT correctly realizes, though, that he cannot be taking engagements yet. Well, apparently he doesn't. He must be distracted at the moment. He didn't garrison his TC. Now he's got his TC to help. And so, yeah, he realizes that SongSong can't run in much further. Spearman counterattack from BacT. The first counterattack we've seen from him in a while. I'll keep you updated on that. I know it's important. I'd love to see BacT maybe use the market here and buy that next castle. Because if he can get the Mangudai numbers up, Mangudai are way stronger than the heavy Cav Archers in the long run. Also a world where maybe both players overboom due to the stress. Look at how many villagers they both have queued. And that castle foundation was placed and then deleted. So SongSong knows that the castle will likely go up here. He also has another group over here. He's done such a great job at that. With 112 villagers and 36 on food, I honestly feel as this would be a great time for SongSong to just stop producing villagers for a moment. Just settle it down, idle the TC. He might be doing that soon because his Q isn't as high. There's a castle for him, but I think SongSong has the lead in this game. BacT will place... Well, he hasn't placed his castle yet, and SongSong just doesn't care. He's got Cav Archers to throw away. Mangudai, however, will go over here to deal with this group. This is a positive for BacT because he should be able to kill part of that army. Also, maybe a siege shot here could make a big difference. Here we go. Siege hit. Oh, it's an attack round that misses. But the Cav Archers are running into the tower fire, into the TC fire as SongSong is microing here. And guys, BacT could complete this castle and get more stone. And BacT is going to click up to Imp. Oh my god, SongSong's losing a lot of Cav Archers. SongSong's losing a lot of Cav Archers. Suddenly his numbers are at... Oh, it's still 30, but still. And BacT knows the castle's giving him a lead here. 14 Mangudai versus 24 Cav Archers. But we're gonna see Marauders. Let's go. I love it. I love it. Now, I don't like how many Cav Archers he lost. Obviously, that hurts, but he was taking a lot of risks, so it was only a matter of time where it would catch up with him. But Marauders, you can create Tarkins from your stables, and Elite Tarkins have 8 Pierce Armor. Elite Tarkins have a window here, guys. This is a legitimate way to tech switch and kill the Mongols when Mongols are going for their favorite unit, the Mangudai. And BacT... He's put everything towards stone and everything towards Mangudai. He's got 2 castles. He's probably going to have 3. He's probably going to have 4. Now, to make things even crazier, as these villagers are just sharing gold over here, we also should mention that BacT could go for heavy camo later on if he's expecting this. But it takes a lot of upgrades and a lot of resources to get the Mangudai where they need to be. And it's so good you're normally only prioritizing that. So until he sees stables... I do not see him, and I don't think he'll ever see the stables. I just don't know if he'll know Tarkin is going to be the choice. Now, this is my official petition yet again to have the devs to add the thumping back to the Tarkins. I have brought this up many times. I have told the devs. I had never really got a response. We want the thumps. The Tarkins used to go the thump, the thump, the thump when they would attack. They're quiet now. I don't know, like, if they accidentally removed the sound file with the definitive edition... But it's been 3 years now, and I really want thumps on the Tarkins. But we'll see if that ends up being a talking point. Maybe the Tarkins won't even be used. I don't know. Maybe it's just a bait for the caster here. Castle, though, for BacT. I mean, Desperation Castle at that. He's got Eco, though. He's getting Bracer. He's getting Thumb Ring. He's getting Chemistry. That is 3 castles along the map. And he could place a 4th, and he could place a 5th as well. This hill was so crucial for him. Can SongSong finish it with just Tarkin? He's got 14 of them. Can he or can't he use this unit for the victory? It becomes tricky if you want to go for Siege, by the way, because Siege, Mangudai have a bonus against Siege. So I would say don't even go for Siege. and just go for like 50 Tarkins and just storm down the castles and raid their economy. BacT is probably so confused right now. Actually, BacT should click this Cav Archer, see that there's no Bracer, and he should know. I say should as if it's the easiest thing ever. He's clearly doing a million different things like now and still trying to control the map with castles. But seriously, you do have to think about it. There's another castle for BacT. He's got 36 Tarkins now, and here we go. So this is BacT's point of view. Tarkins have a bonus against buildings. Now, do you take out the castles or do you take out the economy? We've got Cav Archers over here. BacT will see that. I'm not sure BacT will see this. No attack upgrades yet, by the way. Look how fast. Now, listen. There's no noise. It's so quiet. They're thumping down a castle, man. Give me the thump, the thump, the thump. There's no thumps. We demand the thumps. Hashtag give us thumps. Now, no hashtags. Anyways, castle's gone just like that. The villagers inside of this TC could be gone just like that. And if this continues, BacT is not going to have half of his eco. All of his Mangudai have to come over here. Look how long it takes the Mangudai, even the elite Mangudai, to take out the Tarkin. This is so rare for high-level AoE 2. It's so awesome that we're seeing this. It's a very niche unit, but it's an epic unit. And I'm so hyped for SongSong. And then for the series, remember, if BacT loses this, BacT stays alive for the next season, but he will not move on in the 3rd position. The population for BacT is still very high. His Mangudai number is also quite high. But there's just Tarkin switching sides everywhere he looks. Another castle is going to go down. If he runs out of castles, he won't be able to make the Mangudai. And if he can't make the Mangudai, I don't know what you do as the Mongols. Now, there is a risk. If you run out of gold, that, as we're going to see this relic just head back to the base. If you run out of gold, then you can't make any more Tarkins. And so far, he's not really killing Mangudai. He's just taking out buildings. And BacT is going to wedge himself in a corner with even more castles, and he's still making more Mangudai. But the Mangudai always have to be in that one group together. The Tarkins can kind of split up in lower numbers. And BacT... I'm trying to look at gold. I mean, this seems like the only gold income he has, so he's almost out. Now SongSong runs away. So, what is it? They're doing 4 damage a hit against a unit that has 170 HP. And here we have another group of silent killers. The Tarkins. And BacT is just trying to keep the Tarkins out, man. He's done a great job at that. But, oh, he's not microing over here. He's not microing over here, and the Tarkins are doing a decent job. Dang, man. This is so sick. This is so sick. Mongols do not get Halb, and I think going Pikemen would not be good enough. Pikemen are pretty crappy still against a Tarkin that's this tanky. I think BacT is going to lose this game. I thought this game was over. I had the worst mid-game to early game casting, honestly, because I just assumed. I should know that I shouldn't assume with these players, man. Even with SongSong and BacT, knowing so much about them and how they played against each other over the years, I shouldn't be assuming things. There should be more gold on the map for SongSong, right? I'm looking. He's still got a decent amount of gold to work with. Plus, he's also getting this relic. This is not the first time. I think people are going to love how SongSong has played this. BacT, he got his win already, which is obviously fantastic for him. But Capoch over there in Argentina, man, is going to be hyped that SongSong is doing him a favor here. I genuinely don't think that BacT is going to have a base. He might have Mangudai, but he's not going to have a base anymore. This is sick. This is so sick. And it's kind of sad for SongSong because you're like, okay, well, you're getting relegated. So, you know, you're not going to be in this league next year. You'll be down in Gold League. But still, I mean, what a way to close it out. What a way to say goodbye to Platinum. And then everyone in Gold's going to be scared of you because you did this to BacT. Both players using the market a lot to get gold and various resources. This castle is huge for SongSong. That's the other thing, too, is that he doesn't really need his castles for production, so he can just place them safely and use the stables for production. He's got 21 more Tarkins in queue. Feels like he's just going for the safe moves now because he knows he's got BacT on the ropes right now. He does have BacT on the ropes. And also, I think he's sending the monk over here so he can take that relic right now. That's awesome. That's awesome. I think he's going to send another monk, though. There's only 5 relics on the map. He's got 4 of them. And yeah, there you go. Oh, wait. The relic wasn't in there. Oh, wow. I didn't even see. Okay, he didn't have... I'm stupid. Okay, can we get a translator here? I really need a translation. SongSong says 11 Gong Chai Chi, which, if that means enjoy 4th place, I would lose my mind. SongSong clearly having fun. BacT has not responded at all. My God, dude. If you would have told me that SongSong was playing with the Gujaras and the Hindustanis in this series, and the Huns, and that one of the games is going to show something that was stupid broken and stupid OP, I probably would have said like Gulams or Shravamsha riders from Gujaras or the Hindustanis. I don't know about the Tarkins though. If you can get it, if someone can translate that, my chat isn't on screen right now, so people are giving trolley responses. That would be amazing. Is BacT dead, I guess is the question. He tried to trap these units. Unfortunate for him that he didn't. More Tarkins going in after the castle now. This castle will go up to secure this position. We now have skirm upgrades coming in for SongSong, which does make sense if you need more help against the Mangadai. He is starting to get raided a little bit by Lightcav, but anytime the Mangadai show up in one position to save a castle, SongSong just loops back in with another one. It's like he's playing with him right now. And you could argue that even just weakening the castles is nice, because BacT will have to repair, and BacT can't mine any more stone at this stage. And I think the only way you lose this game is if you completely run out of gold if you're SongSong. So you could tech into things other than Tarkins if you really wanted to. He said, "What's wrong?" Is that what that meant? It means what's wrong. Or it means I'm sorry? Wow. Okay, well, I don't know which is truthful. I'll have to look it up. But that's still crazy to me. SongSong, no way, man. Elite Tarkin to finish off the Mongols. This is one of the beautiful moments, guys, where finally, like, what should happen on paper actually happens, because there's lots of instances where the Huns in competitive AoE2 are up against archers, and they're not going Tarkins, and there's reasons for it. Like, okay, game flow, whatever. But finally, we get to see this unit used. We get to see its potential. And BacT isn't quitting, by the way. Again, there's hundreds of dollars on the line for him and the potential for more. If he wins this game, he moves on out of the group stage. And I've been told that Capoch is apparently streaming this in Spanish, and he's like 3 minutes behind where we are. He's apparently like really energetic right now. So I'm hoping that like when this game ends, regardless of the result, we can pull that up real quick. I understand very little Spanish, but I'm sure, again, if he's watching, he's hyped. He knows how important it is. Also, does anyone know where the 5th relic is? I actually have no clue where the 5th relic is. Maybe it didn't generate on the map. Hun skirmishers are not the best. And when up against Mongol Lightcav as well, it can be really tricky. And SongSong is now down to 0 on gold. He's just got the 4 relics. He does have 40 Tarkins in queue, though. And he does have 2 Trebs that will go in after this castle. And now, obviously, BacT is going to go over there to deal with this, and he will repair. And the Tarkins come over as a buffer for those Trebs. Lightcav raids are happening. The damage is done, but anytime you kill a villager, more Tarkins are going to arrive. And I do not see, as BacT desperately buys stone to repair this castle, I do not see him keeping it up. I like how SongSong showed up with 4 Trebs. He might lose his Trebs, but he'll take that castle out. The perfect amount. Yep. He'll get it. BacT has 42 Mangadai. That's not bad, but he does nothing to protect this area of his economy now. This will slowly be dealt with by SongSong, and SongSong just replacing all the Tarkins he loses with more Tarkins. Yeah, I would like to see, and there's the Lightcav upgrade now, I would like to see you just go for Hussar as well. Like, the risk here is that you don't have your trash units teched before you lose your Tarkins, and if you were to lose all your Tarkins, not be able to make more, and then you'd be making scouts and skirmishers, you would have a chance that you would die. But it's not just a stone and gold conversation for BacT. Like I've been saying, it's a wood issue now. He's stuck. SongSong knows that, and there's the Hussar upgrade. Wow, so this went from 0 to 100 really quick. What a great game this was. BacT did not have a bad game. Honestly, I think for BacT, maybe he just didn't transition his economy quite as well. Maybe he needed to mix in siege. Maybe a little bit of overconfidence, but I don't know if you could say that, because if anything, it was... That greed is sometimes necessary with the Mongols so you can get to the Mangudai. I just think this was an all-around great game. It's not one where I'm really going to be picky on people's decisions. And I'm just going to sit back and stare at this game in awe, because it was a beautiful game. SongSong executed this perfectly, and it's sad for BacT that it will mean he doesn't advance on out of the group stage. But that is the case here. Also, devs, seriously, and people, I don't know if you use the forums. Could we ask for the thumping? Be nice about it. But if you watched Classic Age of Empires, there were thumps, man. The thump, the thump, the thump. I kind of hear a little bit. It's not a thump, it's like, maybe it's like a small flame. It's like if someone lit a candle in the room. The noise of that candle. I don't know if you've ever heard a candle before. You have to get really close to it. Burned my ear once. Don't suggest it. Hussars clearing up what's left of the wood line. BacT refuses to quit. This is over for you, BacT. SongSong will be relegated. BacT will be back in Platinum for the next season, as he will fall into 4th place. And Capoch, the Argentinian, will go into the playoffs, and he'll be in 3rd. I know this is fantastic for the individual game, but this is also a fantastic end to this series. Honestly, I felt like it was a sure thing that BacT was going to win at least 2 games here. Like, yeah, not trying to come off against SongSong, but he was bottom of the group for a reason. Wasn't getting as many wins, especially SongSong against a Vietnamese player who's more accomplished than him, older than him, more of a veteran. I just didn't see him after losing the first game. You didn't see the first game? It did not look good. Didn't see him winning 2 straight games like that. Game 2, you could say, okay, maybe a bit of a Civ win situation. Game 3 was sick. Lovely, lovely stuff. What was the most created unit here? Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. 197 Tarkins. Let's go. Can someone link Capoch's stream real quick? I'm curious what he's saying.
20 mango por acá,
it's sunk in for him.
BacT y está haciendo número, no sé si ya sabía el resultado de este, lo importante que era. Y sacamos.
¿Qué caso?
¡Qué caso! ¡Ganó SongSong! ¡Increíble! ¡Vamos, vamos! ¡Que quede tercero grande, SongSong! Ya me hiciste el día. Me hiciste el día. Puedo apagar el stream e irme a pasear, boludo. Gracias, SongSong. ¡Vamos, SongSong!
¡Que lo parió!
¡Qué partido que jugó SongSong! No daba
sick.
dos mangos por SongSong. Le
That's
ganó BacT
sick.
y SongSong. Yo le tenía fe.
¡Tremendo! ¡No, tremendo!
Well,
Siempre confié, SongSong.
congratulations to Capoch for moving on out of the group. That's awesome. Some of the quotes people gave me there was like, SongSong made my day. This is more exciting than any match I've ever played in my life. Like, some of the quotes that people are giving me from that are incredible. Maybe we can, like, edit in the translation near the tail end there. That'd be awesome. I think there was a lot of swear words in there as well. So sorry to any children watching at home who understood that. Holy crap. Okay, so let's sum up this game. So 435 kills there for SongSong, 413 units lost. Crazy for the tournament, but crazy game overall, man. I cannot tell you how many games I have seen. Or sorry, I can count on one hand the amount of times I have seen an elite Tarkin switch finish off a player like that. It was the perfect play. It was the perfect play, and so many pros wouldn't do it. They would go for, like, Cavalier, they'd go, like, Skirms, Rams, and it might not work. That was the play there. That was fantastic. There's the overall KD. Actually, they collected the same amount of stone, so I guess all the stone on the map was gone. That's kind of funny to me. And, again, he created, what, 197 Tarkins that game? 197 Tarkins. What a switch. What a great job from SongSong, and what a game.